Our objective is to hold specified buildings for 15 minutes. The first building we had to capture was close, allowing me to get into a good position and wait for the enemy attack.
I'll get in the tower.
Nice, love it.
And it wasn't long before we had company. The enemies were closing in fast and we had to stay alert if we were going to survive. After eliminating the enemies in this area, I decided that it was time to push up to our next objective. This would make it easier for my team to advance. Soon upon entering the bushes towards the next objective, I noticed an enemy lurking close to my team. Now he isn't going to be causing any problems. And with that, I can advance deeper into the undergrowth. After pushing up closer towards the next objective and regrouping with a few teammates, we quickly found out there were enemies all around us.
I got him. No, I got him.
After firmly establishing
He's dead.
that I indeed got him, it was time to push forward with the team and lay on the pressure.
Nice.
I got him.
After making slight advancements, my team was being picked off left, right and centre. In my head, I was starting to think it may be time to try something different. Maybe a flank. And now was the perfect time. By the time I managed to push around and through the bushes, we had already lost the second objective. And if we were going to make up the points, we wouldn't want to miss out on the next one. And that is a sneaky enemy in the bushes eliminated. Now my plan was to go round the corner and regroup with some of my teammates. And after a short jog, it wasn't long before I was seeing the enemy. And that is good night for him. Now I know the enemy's whereabouts, I can position myself accordingly. And these bushes are perfect for picking off any unaware enemies without them pinpointing my location. And that guy didn't even know what hit him. With the enemy unaware of my location, I could now push up and get a better view of their stronghold. Boom, 2 down, and they still have no idea where I am. Soon, after repositioning in the bushes, I once again had my eyes on an enemy player. He was looking round confused, wondering where he got shot from. But it wasn't over there, because it was time for me to push up, lay down and put on my sneaky shoes. After shooting high in the air to compensate for the bullet drop off, I was able to pick these two off. After eliminating these enemies, I was able to see movement from another in the distance. And after this poor aim and the leaves in the way, I had to reposition if I was going to be able to deal with this one. Finally, I wouldn't have to worry about him anymore. So now it was time to shift my focus to another group of enemies a bit further to my left. Bang! One shot. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get his teammate. And after hearing the enemies prepare for an attack, I prepared myself for them. Those cheeky lads, I don't know what they were trying, but I snuffed out their efforts. But that wasn't it for the action. More enemies were in view, however, I could not hit them for the life of me. I decided to retreat into the bushes to catch my breath and maybe re-engage from a different angle. But after waiting around for too long, the enemies were able to regroup and they were back for more.
I got them both.
After firing a few too many shots, the enemies had finally been taken care of. However, I was still being cautious as enemies could still be lurking in this area. As I was holding my ground and being patient, I spotted movement. I guess he wasn't very happy about that one. We once again failed to capture the objective. However, the new objective was already occupied by our team. Now, all we had to do was defend. And at this point, I could hear the enemy forces advancing to the next objective on my left. So, I decided to gather more intel on the situation and check it out for myself. Now, I could hear a firefight, so I decided to help my team from the cover of these bushes. One enemy down, and with that, I could see that the enemy forces were putting on the pressure. After a few minutes had passed, we had captured the objective. My team had now backed up, and I was expecting the enemies to push. And that they did. I retreated into the bushes to plan my next move. Now, I realised I was being surrounded, and I had to get out fast. With enemies all around, I ran like my life depended on it. And now was the time to fall back. Upon retreating, I was able to regroup with some of my teammates. At this point, I received intel that the enemy team were in the area, so I was making sure to be careful. And after reloading, I was ready to advance.
No one up there, bro. Won't bother. No one up there.
This enemy thought he could fool me with false intel.
Pissed him off a bit.
Mission time was running down, and while my team was holding down the final objective, I decided to go for a cheeky flank behind the enemy lines. And I'm off. Like a man on a mission, I bolted to carry out my plan. Whilst moving through the bushes, I heard movement. However, it was just a dead enemy player. Or so I thought. And I polished him off before he had time to react. I was coming up on the enemy hotspot. However, it was too quiet and I couldn't find anyone. This told me that most of the enemies had probably been wiped out. Even still, I approached cautiously. With both of us showing a world-class display of aim, and just before mission end, I was eliminated.